Hey kindergarten, how are you? It's Mrs. Sweet, and I'm sitting in my backyard, and over both of my shoulders, one is my rose bush and two is all my pots that I'm going to be planting. And this is one of my favorite places to sit at, and I thought of you guys today, and I thought, you know what, this would be a great day to show you outside how to make a windsock. So I'm going to get my windsock. Sorry, I'm out of the screen. And here's the windsock. And I made it out of paper, and you can see I used all kinds of things, and I'm going to show you. This actually is wrapping paper, tissue paper, and I'm going to show you what you could do, because I didn't really have what's called streamers, and these are just ribbons, and I used paper from my computer, and this happens to be a pipe cleaner. So I'm going to show you things that you will probably need for this. And the nice thing about a video is that you can pause it when you want to. So I'm going to put up the materials that you need, and this is a good time to pause and stop and get things that you have. So these are the things that you will want to make a windsock. You'll want paper, scissors, glue, tape, staplers, crayons, markers, stickers, hole punch, yarn, tissue paper, pipe cleaner, ribbon, and wrapping paper. So pause that and go and collect the things that you have around your house. Okay, and then you can come back with a few of the things. But I'm not going to pause. I'm just going to show you this again. And why I wrote so many different things is because if you don't have glue, you have tape. If you don't have tape, you might have a stapler. If you don't have markers, you might have crayons. I'm going to show you how I made those streamers on the windsock. So the first thing you're going to need, excuse me for getting up, is paper. And you see this paper? I just folded this. This is paper in half, and I cut it. And if you cut it, you only need one piece of paper. If you cut it in half, you will have two parts, and that's all I needed. So I just folded it and then cut it. And then you have two pieces of paper. And then I quickly got my glue and I glued it down. But right now I'm just going to use tape so I can show you real fast how to do it. But you can use glue sticks. I have a glue stick right here, and that's how I actually made mine because I prefer working with glue. But here's a glue stick. And if you didn't have any of that, you could you could use a stapler. Now, I decorated this while it was still flat. So I did all the decorating, and I used my imagination. So I've got suns and hearts, and I even used some stickers on here. So I colored, you want to color this while it's flat. So I'm just going to take a little marker and I'm going to make a big heart, because that's what I did. I'm going to make two big hearts. And then after I made, right? So then what you're going to do is now you're going to put those streamers. And this is something you can buy, crepe paper called streamers, and if you've had a party recently, you might even have some of these. But I didn't have this, but I did think of my wrapping paper. So I went and I found some tissue, because I like to save things. So I found some tissue paper that came from a gift over Christmas. Okay, and all I did was cut it into strips, and see, it's a little wrinkly, and I liked that it was wrinkly, so I just cut that really quickly in half. And here's the other cool thing, because it was white and I wanted it to be colorful, I just took marker and I just kind of scribbled on the outside, and you can make designs, whatever. I'm just going to put a couple marks on it. But I used like bright colors and made it all different colors. So each one of my streamers is a different color. And I really just took my marker and made like a little scribble. But you could certainly make your own designs. Okay. Now some people might have red tissue paper, other tissue paper, and I just cut it in streamers. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the tissue paper and your decorated strip. And like I said, I'm using tape, but you can do the same. The next one I'll use glue stick, and then you just staple it. And I made sure my design was on the outside, so the same heart that's when I made sure that I put my paper facing the same way, the part that I decorated. Okay, and then I keep going, keep designing. I even took some ribbon from my wrapping paper and I took a little strip of this, okay, and I cut it. And then for those of you who are going to be working with glue, you take your glue stick. These are new glue sticks, and you know the reason why I have all this equipment is because recently it was Walker's birthday and we had like a little craft part. So I'm taking the glue and I'm sticking it right onto the paper, and then I'm just taking whatever I'm going to stick to it and I'm going to glue it right on. There's the sticky part. And remember, I want that shiny part to be on the outside, so I put my shiny part of my ribbon on the outside. And when you get that all the way around, like I did, you see how I decorated every bit of my paper? And then I had 1, 2, 3, 4 strips and 2 ribbons. And then I put them all on. And when you get your windsock the way you want it, then you make it into a circle. And I'm going to use tape just for the speed of it, but like I said, you can use your glue sticks. And so now I have it in a cylinder, right? It's round all the way across. It's a small cylinder, but it is still a cylinder. And now I'm going to attach something. Now I happen to have pipe cleaners, but pipe cleaners is not something that you always have around your house. So pipe cleaners will work, but also the ribbon that I use. Now here's the thing, Mrs. Sweet does not have a hole puncher. So I'm taking like a bent paper clip and I'm making a little pokey hole in it, and you might need your mom or dad to help you with this one. And then I'm just taking it around in a circle, and I have a hole. And now I can either take my pipe cleaner, and I like to work with pipe cleaners because they have a wire and I don't need to tie, I can just bend. But if I was going to use some ribbon, I would I don't know what I do with my ribbon. So I would take that ribbon, I'm going to take the piece that I put off here, and I could do the same thing. I'm going to take the pipe cleaner out and I'm going to put the ribbon in. And this is something where you might want to practice tying, you know, and you're going to tie it, and if not, you can ask your mom and dad and to help you. And so there's one side, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other. I'm going to take my pokey piece of paper clip and I'm going to stick it in there, and I'm just turning it around in the paper to make a little hole. And like I said, if that's something you might have to wait and ask your mom and dad to help when they have time. And then I'm putting it through the other side real quick. I'm going to tie it, and then guess what we're going to be able to do? We're going to be able to go out and catch the wind. So here I am tying it. I'm going to tie it up real quick, and I'm just using a little knot. So if you're starting to tie your shoes and you can make that first cross of your laces, I bet you can do this. So here's this one. It's an incomplete one, and I took that, but here's my finished one. And now watch. When I hold it up into the air, when it catches the wind, it's going to move. And if I don't go out on a day that's not very windy, I can move it with my hands. But if I'm patient enough, like yesterday when it was really windy, I can take it out and I can catch the wind. So boys and girls, here's what we made today. It is a windsock. I'm going to hold up that material, what you need to make your windsock. I hope you can see that. It's gotten a little bright when Mrs. Sweet is. There we go. Oh, I'm not very good at this, but I'm going to get better at it. So these are the materials that you need, and it would be really great if you could take a video of yourself and your windsock and go catch some